Okay, is this thing on? It is on. Okay, so then getting a close-up. I'm just getting up. Haven't done this in a very long time. I'm looking down and it looks like so let me see. I don't know. Wow. What am I supposed to be looking there? Let's see if that looks okay. So, for whatever reason, it looks like I'm looking down, so I just gotta deal with it. Hey, it's been a long time. Me being on my page, on my channel, but I'm gonna try to get back to this. I keep waiting for the perfect time, the perfect moment, everything to be set up perfectly, but just it's not working out that way. And if I keep waiting, I will never get around to doing this. So, what has been going on with me? It's been 4 months or more since last I think I put something up. I was living in Vegas. I went home to New York to visit my family and spend some time there. And that was crazy in the end, unfortunately, and in an unfortunate way. And then came to visit my family in Virginia, which is where I am currently living right now. Hoping to get back to Vegas soon, maybe within a year or so, hopefully definitely less than 2 years, hopefully in a year, but getting to spend some time with my Virginia family, which has been good. They've been very loving and supportive, in just a different environment and still having to get some things going. So I've been living out of my suitcase. Things have changed tremendously. And in terms of like starting over and all of these types of things. So that's a lot of kind of what I'm going to start talking about. You know, there's a lot of going on in our world, a lot of changes. I know there's a lot of movement with this cube right now. I'm going to try to keep it still and keep these just some brief coming in and talking about some things and some thoughts that are on my mind, at least so that I am putting some content up. And hopefully what you'll also see here is some transformation for me as well. This is, as I said, I've been living out of suitcase for about 4 months now. So me just trying to get back, get centered, make some changes, do some growth, look even differently. I feel like I look a little stressed as I'm looking at myself here now. And all of those things, and kind of see how this transition goes and share it with you. If it's not something I like, maybe I'll be taking it down, but let's see how it goes nonetheless. So what is on my mind this morning? Meditation, spirituality. Had some breakfast, so it looks like I have some sunflower seeds there. Yes, that was part of my breakfast, raw sunflower seeds and banana. So those two were good. I had some Frosted Flakes. But just, so some spirituality, obviously not to religion at all, and still talking about that. I also was thinking about schools. I was just listening to some commentary that a woman was making, a Black woman, about how we can improve our school system. And I think that's the first place I'll start, and then I'll see where that goes from there. But she was just talking about how, what we can do to kind of improve our school system and help our kids, meaning Black kids, because I'm still on that very much so. Just talking about Black people. I ain't talking about nobody else, not even other non-Black people of color, because they need to handle their issues. Everybody is still kind of on our bandwagon, and letting us be the sacrificial lambs for everybody else. And I'm just not about that, and about helping people who have no desire to help us. I think the realization of how global anti-Blackness is even coming to fruition, and the realization of it with non-Black people of color. I did see a really good Twitter thread or feed from a young woman who was Native American, and she was talking about how she's anti-Black, and how she's really realizing how ingrained it is in terms of the positioning, the conditioning, the programming, the brainwashing, the teaching, and the training that I talked about in previous videos, how much it is a factor in how she views Black people, and really has no other justification or realization of it. Sometimes you don't know any Black people, you don't know people's experiences, and so on and so forth. But you have this trigger, this implant if you will, that has all been implanted in you to dislike this group of people that you don't even know. So, so again, that's me kind of be a little tangential right now and have my little words tangential, going off in different directions. As I talk about things. But as I said, this woman was talking about schools and black children in schools, black boys having problems, special education, in general, our kids sometimes not being able to read and write and so on and so forth. I am no longer the advocate I was for education, especially as somebody who has a few degrees, with an S on the end, degrees. And here's why. I think that, again, it's a part of us being indoctrinated into a system. She also referred to it as a system, and the school is a system that has been failing for more than a century now, and certainly was never designed to advocate for us. And in the coming weeks, I'll discuss more on that and in general topics. But I just don't think that school or the school systems that we are involved in any longer benefit us. They never really have. We manage to do more with less as usual and to achieve because we are better than most. In spite of our continued stress, the racism, the malignment, the bigotry, the prejudice in all systems, in all areas, in all categories. So I think that it's just important for us to realize that we kind of have to get away from doing things as part of a broken system that's working perfectly. All of their systems are broken. All of their systems are racist when it comes to us. All of their systems don't work, and we try to make it work for us. One of the things that we need to understand that if we are capable and able to do that in a school system, in an employment environment, in the various industries, whether it be sports, all the things that are going on, then we can create our own systems. Some of us aren't comfortable with that. We know that not everybody is a business owners. Some people are workers or employees, and we need to change all of those languages, as I've said in the past, and make it some people are just meant to support other people's vision in a sense, and also be able to benefit in that way because they are still, in fact, being their own boss by doing what is best for them. But as Black people, I think that it would behoove us to do things that are, okay, so I should look at this thought. I guess that works. So to behoove us to do things that are important to us as a community, that are beneficial to us. I got to look down at the time because I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. So that's one of my spills. And then also, of course, I've long time coming talking about spirituality. I know eventually I also want to talk about sexuality. But on the spirituality level, I think my basic question is, now moving away from what I was just talking about with the school, because I'm going to come back to it in a more thorough explanation as I go on. But these are just going to be quick and not edited and just kind of be uploaded. So hopefully they'll cover some things. But in spirituality, going to the religion part of spirituality, there's a psychology of religion and a psychology of Christianity. There is a psychology, there is a history of religion and a history of Christianity. And I think that is the foundation of what's wrong. Because we are not being taught. Every other book that we have read, we know that we are reading it with somebody's intention of communicating a particular thing. But what's the Bible is kind of a different thing that has been put upon us, which is you are supposed to know Scripture, but you're not supposed to know the Bible. But people don't really make that connection because most of the time they say, do you know the Bible? Or do you know Scripture? And they mean the same thing. But actually, there's a whole context and a whole history and to the religion, to the language, to the Bible, to the way that it has been put forth that is not beneficial to Black people. And I am not an atheist. I am not a Christian. I am not religious. But just my context is that we are being taught an interpretation and a vision and a version that is somebody else's. And one of the things even about the scriptures is how the conditioning of not leaning to your own understanding, the conditioning of sin and guilt and condemnation, the conditioning of the confusion and the contradiction of the God that they put forth. So that's kind of where I'm going to end it right now, but I have more to say. I just wanted to cover those things. Thanks until next time. Bye.